roll this. Let's talk about what we saw at ICFF.
Excellent. Well, I love lighting, so I have to talk about that. And one of the big areas of categories I saw was LED mirrors. They were, all over the place. I felt like every other booth had LED mirrors, which is, it's interesting because I've heard that it's like it's an underrated opportunity in the bathroom in the home because they're lower profile, they're closer to the wall, the light around the mirror, it's more even, so you can better put on makeup or shave. And when I talked to exhibitors about the mirrors, they said people are not just putting them in bathrooms anymore, that they're putting them on in the hallways or in guest rooms, because there were mirrors with trays. I mean, they're very decorative too. They're not just, a mirror they're really thought through with the design. So that was really interesting to see. I wasn't expecting that at all, to see bathroom mirrors all over, Yeah. But, I saw a lot of great lighting overall. And another, obviously nature is huge. And one of the areas where I saw a lot of wood, Christopher Miano, for one, he had a great collection, and it's called the Squiggle. And it was both, he has chairs, he has furniture as well, but he also does chandeliers and table lamps, and they're just really fun, just like a chunky piece of wood. And it was just really, it was very eye-catching. It made you stop and take a look. Another one was Joel Siegel. He's a Brooklyn designer, and he was inspired by the Catskills for his collection, which was called Branch, which again was very, very simple in shape, but really striking. He had a floor lamp and a table lamp, and then a chandelier. And he said that they were made in modular pieces, so you could make, the chandelier as big as you wanted to. So those are really great, great lighting pieces. I saw a lot of great lighting, I have to say. And it's always very inspiring to see that.
I passed those two booths as well, Miano and Siegel, and and Siegel also had mirrors. They both had mirrors as well, and
that's right,
wood that were lit. But I loved. There was so much beautiful wood that was used, and I know organic and nature is trending all the time. And there was one company that I met out of Miami called Baird. At Bared, and the whole idea is to not disguise the beauty of the wood. And this young furniture maker, his heritage is Cuban Lebanese, and so he used a lot of caning in his collection that he showed at ICFF, and it was really beautiful. One in particular piece was a room screen that had different sails that were wood with an inset of cane, and you could move them depending on what how much light or privacy you wanted. So that was one of the furniture makers that really struck me in wood. And I just felt like there was a lot of bringing the outside in, and also, a lot of outdoor furniture as well. But like biophilia, whether the color's green or there's going to be leaves and things that remind you of the forest. That was pretty big. Did you see that company Naturalist? It had a really kind of wild, but manicured, but like in a loose way, green living wall that they said was totally low maintenance and would last, I think like around 5 years, if
Wow, I love that kind of stuff. I just, that whole, that's really bringing nature in and really striking statement for the wall.
Yeah,
sure.
There were a lot of walls, I think, with there were big flowers and in wallpaper, and I saw pendants with like beautiful bold flower fabric on them.
There's also that company Bijou, who in their booth they had a huge, it was their I don't know what the pattern name was, but it was like a jungle scene. It was just rich dense foliage. It was really striking.
Like sort of more like a mural or more like a wall?
Yeah, exactly. More of a mural. Yeah, exactly. It was beautiful. It was really nice.
I feel like, and this is something that I've seen before, and we haven't been to ICFF in a while, right? Because they haven't had it. But Brazilian makers, like there was a lot of outdoor Brazilian furniture and using rope, and there was some that really looked like a leaf, you know, and it was just this green rope that was curled and twirled and beautiful designs.
It's really like a celebration of the materials, like that whole, like you said, about wood and about rope. Like people want to see what it's made of, or really appreciate what it's made out of.
For sure. It was interesting because I felt also, and I think we both landed in her booth at the same time, but we went to see Lillo Manet, who's known for her carpets and textiles, and she's usually very colorful about things, you know, and this time she showed in her booth, it was like exclusively sort of wood grain tones, which I felt just this real, you know, connection to nature.
Right. She went neutral this time, but yeah, her stuff is wonderful. I mean, they could be wall decor, it could be rugs, it could be decorative pillows. It's really great.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of neutral. There was a lot of black and white.
A lot of black. Yeah.
You know, our friend Van from Black Line
Crazy
spent some time with her.
Yeah, she was great, and I saw some great. There was a Minnesota artist, a ceramicist, and she had just like these organic ceramic, like chunky lamps, and a couple of them were just like this black clay that were really striking. So I love that whole just, you know, textural light out there. It was really nice to see.
Speaking to texture and sort of this light dark as well, and I didn't meet him because his booth was totally packed. Brent War lives in Atlanta, and used to work for some design firms, but his whole booth was really overtaken by that sort of like textural, heavy, like white plaster look. So I did go to his website to kind of check him out, and over wood forms, he applies this finish. So really beautiful shapes. It just felt like solid and very timeless. So that was really good. But there was a lot of color. I mean, I talked to a lot of people that were just saying like, COVID has made them feel, you know, like screw it all, I'm going for the color, you know.
Right, no being safe, just go bold and be happy. I definitely felt there was like a happy vibe. People wanted to, everyone, it was a packed show. Like people wanted to be out and see other people and just wanted a positive vibe, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was really, I think people, there was definitely a good feeling at the show. I just want to mention one young woman who I can't wait to sort of talk to her further. Her name is, I'm going to look at my notes, Sarah Miranda, and her company's Miranda Wallpaper out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Anyway, she's a master wallpaper hanger, and now she's producing wallpaper. And her happy new collection was called the Rainbow Collection, and it's all based on her watercolors. And it was just beautiful. Again, both wallpaper, you know, with repeats, and also mural sized. Basically everything's printed in the US, so they can do whatever you want. But that was really, I really enjoyed meeting her.
That's great. Yeah, there was ICFF always has great wallpaper. You know, it's always it's always interesting to see what kind of statement pieces people come out with.
A lot of textile and pattern designers out there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was a great show. I'm so glad that you and I got to hang out.
That's right. After a year and a half of working together, it was good to see you in person.
I know. All the Zooming. It was like, I said, you have legs.
That's right.
Anyway, we have a gallery online with some of our finds, so you can check there. And
yeah, thank you for joining us.
Yeah. All right. Bye.